don't know how much you saw of the Wolves and Manchester United.
Yeah, I watched
game.
it, mate. I watched it.
But they're furious, Wolverhampton Wanderers, about Neves and the tackle from Pogba just before Mason Greenwood gets the breakthrough goal.
Well, look, let me say in something now. It's not a leg breaker, that's for sure. But it is a foul.
That's what Graeme Souness was saying yesterday, wasn't he? He was saying that it is anyone who knows anything about football, that's a leg breaker. You don't agree with that, no?
No, absolutely not. It's not a leg breaker at all. I mean, he's gone over the ball. He's caught him, but it wasn't a leg breaker. He hasn't really gone over where where he could potentially break his leg. He's mistimed it. It was a poor touch from Pogba, and that's normally what happens. We know that as a footballer. You know, when you're chasing your touch, you go in, you end up making a bad foul. But he's gone over the ball. But it's not a leg breaker, but it was definitely a foul. And I don't know how the ref has let that go, and I don't know when VAR and they've carried on and they've scored from it. Really strange situation for me in terms of where we've got VAR now in stepping in, making these decisions and running things back and looking at it. How you can see that's not a foul is beyond me, because it's absolutely a foul.
They will say, I suppose, that it wasn't a clear and obvious error and that the referee was in a good position. He saw it, and therefore there was no reason to overrule him. And the idea of the VAR is to step back a little bit this season and say, hey, hold on a second, I'll get involved where it's clear and it's obvious, and that...
The ref's standing next to him, though, Sam. He's standing.
Well, exactly. So the referee's at fault, not the VAR.
Yeah, but I agree. But if they get it wrong, then surely they have to step in, because that is a clear error, because that is a foul. So, that for me is a clear and obvious error. How you can see that's not a foul, then what's the point in using VAR if they're not going to step in on a situation like that? The ref should see it. The ref hasn't seen it, and it's poor refereeing. But look, it's one of them that the Wolves will be gutted about it. They played all right, Wolves. They actually played okay, Sam, but they just didn't have that. I feel like they're just missing something. They're missing a cutting edge.
Goals?
Yeah, goals. But and that you say that it's the hardest thing to do. I get it, but I just feel like they're really missing something. I don't know if I'm a bit worried about them potentially going down this season, because they don't look like they can really get results. But
if you think they're in the bottom three already, they've had 57 shots on goal, 15 on target, no goals so far. A couple of times yesterday, Adama Traore picks the ball up. Brilliant running with the ball. Fantastic. I mean, he gets you off your seat, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He gets everybody excited about what he could do next. But then he hasn't got the end product to come up with a cross or a shot. How much of a concern is that?
Well, it is a concern massively, because they're not scoring goals, and that is a massive problem. And you look at the teams that have started the season well. They're flying, they're scoring, and I just, with the new manager coming in and the way Nuno started at Spurs and how good he's lifted that place, I think he must have done a special job at Wolves with that team, and I think he did. And I'm looking at it now, thinking maybe they might fall away a little bit this season. Hopefully they won't go down. I don't want them to go down because they're a former club, but they're lacking something. They need to figure it out how to put the ball in the back of the net, because they got Jimenez back, just seems to be struggling a little bit to find that sort of real cutting edge to open teams up.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.